Hi there. Welcome back to Anguilla Islands episode series. This is episode 2 for those of you who didn't see episode 1. I'm just continuing in the gondola that we see here, moving in towards the gondola stop. I'm going to click on him out, tabbing out, and then tabbing back in so that it'll follow him. But when I tab back in, I'm going to keep us up on the top. This is how, when you first tab in, you normally wind up on this piece that's at the top of the gondola that the gondola hangs off of. And the only way you get uh, to see the gondola is if you use the S key on your keyboard to go backwards, and I don't want to do that because I want to be able to follow. And once you do the S key, you have to do the maneuvering. He's going to do a quick turnaround here. Um, I ended the last episode. We'll start up here. Just as we were going in here, I ended the last episode as he was turning around, as he's going to do here in a minute. I freaked out because I thought it was going to keep going and there was something wrong. Well, there was nothing wrong. I just forgot that I had made dead ends on a lot of these gondola runs. They go to an end and then the guys turn around and go back the other way. So there was nothing wrong. That's just the way they go. And um, uh, but it was 36 minutes long already, and so that was okay that I dropped that. The gondola is actually down below, um, and this is just showing the thing on the top that it hangs off of in the game. Um, for those of you who didn't watch the first episode, I'm terrible at these YouTubes, so please bear with me. Um, I only am using this YouTube to show people who uh, are looking at workshop, and I'm going to put a link to this YouTube series uh, there. And those of you who are watching it, oh, here we go. See, I have to do the S key, the A key to get back around. Um, oh, so much maneuvering. Maybe I'll just pop out of this so I can talk to you. Tabbing out of first person, getting the green bubble back, so I'm not following this guy anymore. And I will see if I can find a person who is coming out, or maybe somebody who's down here. This is a quieter area down here. I'll get down here where the um, I created this game so that people could just jump into it. It's already made. It's got everything in it already, and folks can, there we go. We'll just grab Grandma and hope she walks a ways. Okay. Little pink lady. They're always little pink ladies, the grandmas are. And we're going to be a fly on her nose. So we won't see her. We'll just see um, the things and the people that are in front of her as she walks home. Um, I'm making these videos to show you what is in the game, and that way you know what you're getting without having to actually collect the, subscribe to the game, and you won't have to then subscribe to the collection of assets and mods that also are the game. You have to have both or this game simply doesn't function. So um, this is just to show people what is in the game. And of course, Grandma's going to go home to the first one. Is she? No? Good. Okay. This is just to show you what's in the game, and that you get all of this already, and you don't have to create it. I spent months making this. Um, all the plants and buildings and two of the people and the nice zosia grass that doesn't have to be mowed, and just everything that's in this game, including some of the roads, are part of a collection. And so you need to subscribe to that collection as well as the game. And a lot of people don't want to do that just to find out if they like a game. So I thought, well, okay, you can just watch the video and decide if this is something that you want to put on your computer. It's free, but you have to subscribe to it. And of course, some of the mods that are in this, as with all mods, might conflict with some mod you already have on your computer. So what you need to do is make a list of all the mods that you have on your computer, and then um, get rid of all of them, unsubscribe from everything, and then subscribe to this game and to the collection for this game, and then it'll work fine. And then when you're done with this, you can just do a deselect all on the collection. That'll get rid of the collection, and then deselect the game, unsubscribe from the game, and unsubscribe from all the collection, and put all of your mods back in that you had beforehand, you know, and that way it'll work and it won't conflict with your mods. Or you can just, go in and um, get this. Oh, grandma's home and I'm still a chit chatting. So let's tab out, disconnect from grandma, find somebody who's going somewhere. This lady is going to the super pharmacy, so we'll click into her there. Okay. This is Olivia Gray. She works at the AT and AT Mobile, going to the super pharmacy. So she might just be going across the street, because this side of the street is all high-rise residentials. The other side of the street is commercial buildings. So she could just be going there, you know, or she could be going further. She could be getting on a blimp somewhere. Okay, so we're just going to stroll along with her and see where she goes. And this way, if you want this game, you can subscribe to the game and subscribe to the collection and go ahead and leave all your ad sets and mods on your computer and see if it works with it or not. But if it doesn't, that was what I was trying to explain previously, was that you could just move all of your assets and mods off the computer and, you know, and then put this one on, because it does have a lot of assets and mods. The whole game is nothing but assets and mods. Okay, so she's headed someplace else to go to a store. And all of these, there's Grandma and Grandpa headed somewhere, and a lady, two ladies that are workers. There's somebody off on the side in a park. You see a lot of people in this game. If you get down into the game like this, you see lots of folks going about their business. Now, if I see anybody on a bicycle, I'll grab the person on a bicycle, only because then you can see the person you're following with. When you're just grabbing a person, like the lady walking in front of us, you're kind of like a fly on the nose of that person, and you don't see the person at all. Just like you don't see yourself when you're walking down a street. So here comes Grandpa. A little slow, but he's working on it. Oh, goodness. Almost ran into him. Now you can, I think networked skins is what allowed me to put those trees in the middle of the road, to change them from the nasty vanilla trees that you get with the game to these beautiful acacia trees by Mr. Maison. He almost a huge number of the plants that you see in this game are by Mr. Maison. A couple of them are by Ryan James of London. I think that's his name. Some of the flowers are by Breeze. And there are so many other modders that have created plants and flowers that I landscaped with. Oh, okay, she's in the building and she's probably going to sit in there forever. So I'm using the tab key to pop out of her. And maybe, oh, she was not in the building. She was sitting right here. Okay, so we'll get out of that. That gave you some idea of what the main city is like. Okay, there's a lot of noise and racket in the main city. In episode 1, we went over to Peaceful Island, which is that one right there, which only has little houses around the edges, and we rode with a little girl um, on her bicycle as she went home from the blimp ride. Today, I think I'm at 11 minutes already, so we're going to find somebody who is going home. See if these blimps that go over here, I need to, I think this is one of them. Yeah, I hope so. Anyway, I'm going to try and grab somebody in this one as he gets on to the blimp, because there's a big number of people down in here, and I don't want to, oops, here comes a blimp, and hopefully I can grab somebody as they get on the blimp. Okay, that whole crowd is getting on the blimp, so I'm going to grab just anybody. This is a coach blimp. It's going to grab 200 people at once. And this is a Sterling Young, educated teen, high school student at Bees Cheap High School, lives at Dean Residence, and he is traveling home. And he's in this crowd of people that's getting on the blimp. I hope. I hope. And of course, we don't see him getting on. We just see the bottom of the blimp. Excuse me. And I'm not sure if I can get rid of his little, oh, quit moving, quit moving, quit moving. There, his little follow it tag. Okay, so he's on a blimp and he's headed across the water to Education Isle. I called it Education Isle because it was the only place that I had high schools at the time, high schools, the college, um, some of the elementary schools. Now there are elementary schools and high schools elsewhere on the map now on some of the other islands, and I did on the island that's furthest away from this one, called Newt Island, because it kind of looks like a newt from the sky. I put another uh, university because I was trying to make it self-sustaining, because for a while I couldn't figure out how to get people to get from that island over to, you know, the main island to go shopping and whatnot, and go to work and whatnot. So I finally figured that out, but I left the college behind. You can take it out if you want when you get the game. Now this island has some offices, and it has, I don't know if you can follow my mouse or not. He's right here under the blimp. Right down in here, actually up here in this area, those are office buildings. Well, of course, the blimp's going to go right over them. There. This area right here, this is all office buildings. And then you've got the little single family homes around the edges, and you've got the cable car stop right across the street from the blimp. This fella's getting off and he's going to head for home, so we'll follow him as he goes. As I said, this is just going to be I better slow him down. This is just, all these folks most of them are headed for the cable car stop across the street here. And they're going to get on the cable car next. And he may be He may be a while standing around waiting for the cable car because there's a lot of people in this group and they only take 30 at a time. And goodness only knows how many are already up there. And up we go. Invisible stairwells. And we're at the top now. And of course, they seldom look where you want them to look. He jumped on a cable car right away. Oh, cool. Okay, well, that's good because then we don't have to stand around. Um, I'm just going to do in these series a lot of different first persons so that you can see the different islands from the viewpoint of the Sims that are living on the islands and decide if this is, a game save that you're interested in. And hopefully you'll decide you like my game and you'll download it. But meantime, we're just riding along with The Sims. This is a very easygoing video. I'm not in most of the video. I'm not going to be adding new stuff in because I've already built this up. There are a couple of places where I think I might like to change the roads now that the city is self-sufficient. Um, I might like to change the roads uh, to bicycling roads rather than the cheaper road that has no bicycle paths, just so that, more people will use bikes to go home on them and rather than cars, which makes for nicer um, first person things, ride-alongs, which is, what I'm doing is first person ride-alongs. And what I made this game safe for was so that you folks can, you know, just jump into the game and click on a cable car, click on a blimp, click on a hearse. Oh, we have rain starting. Look at the clouds coming up above us there. We're going to be in rain here pretty soon, I think. I forgot I had the weather thing on. So I guess this is going to be we might get some rain. We definitely have a cloud over going on here. Um, this is just to show you what the different islands are, and it's a very slow-going game video because you're basically just riding along with the sim, and that's real life, and it's not fast, and I'm not slamming down buildings and slamming down roads, and if that's what you're looking for, you don't want these episodes. No, you don't. Oh, I locked myself up here. I hate when I do that. There we go. Sometimes my space bar on my keyboard doesn't work. It's a really, 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 really old keyboard, and it doesn't always work for me. Especially the space bar seems to be giving out. I might have to bite the bullet and buy a new one. Don't want to do that. Now, hopefully he'll get off here and go about his business. There we go. Okay, he jumped off and he's going down now. Okay, there we go. I forget the name of this fellow already. I should write them down. But I did look and he is going home. So he might go a long ways. He might just take a little short walk to the nearest high rise. These are all high rises on the right hand side. So that may be as far as he goes. We'll see. Most of these folks are headed home. Some of them may be headed to the university because they might be students. Some of them that you can see that flat area down there to the left is another little island next to this one called Education Flats. Education Isle Flats, I think it's called. And I built that so that I created that. That wasn't part of what I got from Terrain Party when I downloaded, this topography for these islands. I just needed more room to put in some high rises and commercial buildings and things that would bring in some funds because I'm running this game in hard mode, and you don't have to. I mean, you can subscribe to the game and then click hard mode off and you'd be in sandbox and you could play it in sandbox just fine. But in order to keep it going for those of you who do want to play it in hard mode, I wanted to be certain that I had enough residential and commercial to bring in enough taxes so that the game would keep going, so it would take care of itself and wouldn't run out of money. Oh, is he going to one of these buildings? I think he is. Yes, he is. Or he wouldn't have gone this direction, he'd have gone the other direction. So, real soon now, he's going to be popping into one of these buildings. And it looks like you're down at somebody's feet when you're going up a hill when you're in first person. Can't do anything about that. I really can't. That's just the way it works. Yeah, this is one of the high-rise buildings that I created that we're passing by. I don't think this one is. This is one of the vanilla high-rises that sometimes if one of my high-rises that I created, like this one coming up that's blue, that has all the people around it, um, if one of these burns down or for some other reason abandons, it gets replaced by levels 1 and 2 and 3 high rises, all of which are vanilla, and then eventually you'll also get, it will upgrade, level up, I guess they call it in the game. He's home. He's at his high rise now, and he's walking through the walls. I hate it when they do that, but he's headed to the back here, and then he's probably going to stand around outside, looking at nothing because he's not even turning around and facing where we can see anything. All these plants, I've said in other episodes, come with the collection, so, and the grass even. So, okay, so there he sits down there. And to get loose from somebody, when you tab out, you'll still see that little blue uh, button. Good Lord, I don't know what that was. Oh, I do so. Okay, I'm going to end this episode because I just got a ding, ding, ding that tells me that I'm running out of electricity. No, actually, I think what I'll do is I'll plug in. Hold on a minute. Sorry about that. Like I said, I'm really bad at these videos. Okay, so when when you're hooked into somebody like this, you're still fish hooked into him in follow mode. If you've clicked him to blue, you can see him down here. He's still got the little blue thing on him. You don't have to find him and click him. All you have to do is click on any building. The building dialog box comes up. You click the green thing on the building. Helps to pause the game with the space bar, which I hope works later. Okay, then you click on the green button, which makes you now you're plugged into the building, and then you can unplug from the building, clicking it to be green again, and then you're also disconnected from the person that you were first personing in. I'm trying to give a little bit of information on each of these so that you can get a better handle on some of the mods you can use that come with the game. Okay, so this is Education Island. When I started out with it, I started out down here, and this is where I put all of the service buildings for the island. I had the fire department, which is an asset. It only cost $1.92 a week, this little fire department does. Okay. Um, because it's a volunteer fire department. So it doesn't cost you as much. And it has 40 fire engines, which the game doesn't have. And then this is the uh, prison, which works with Bee's Plasma Gasification Recycling Center, which is the garbage facility for the island. And that would be this building here, which is the Plasma Gasification Recycling Center. And if you you'll get all of this with the game if you subscribe to the collection. Okay, and then this is the down here is the medical center that you get with the game, and there's a big description of why it is the way it is and what it looks like, and it has 2 floors that are as big as this whole area here underneath the ground, which is where a lot of it is held. And the second floor of this building is a hospice. And the first floor is kind of like a clinic that you enter into and then go from there. That comes with the game collection. This is the, I don't know if I can get down far enough to show it to you. Maybe I can go in first person. We're at 26 minutes already, so I want to go pretty quick here. Oh gosh. Could I go any slower? I didn't set it up before I popped in. My bad. Okay. Okay, so this building right here is the crematorium that you get with this game. And it has, I believe, I'm going to pop back out now. It has 99 hearses that are not all in the building. The hearses are owned by separate drivers who are outside. They're people that are hired to drive the hearses, so the hearses stay at their houses. There's only 2 hearses in the garage here. Okay, because a family lives in here, the family that runs the crematorium, they live in there. And in the back of this building, they live in this big house, and then the front of it is the crematorium. So if you get down here and take a look, you can see that they actually have their living facilities in the back. And I'm talking quickly because I am already at 28 minutes and I have to end this episode. So and we still haven't gotten the rain, thank goodness. So I'm going to end the episode now, and I hope to see you in episode 3 when we will continue right here and maybe grab somebody who's going up to the college, if I can find someone. Okay, chat with you later in episode 3. Bye.